Welcome back to another video, guys. And today we are going to be talking about Hawk versus Yoon. I've kind of alluded to this battle a couple of different times, but nonetheless, the next video that I probably will be doing will be something around the lines of maybe Sam versus Zara or something around those lines. Like I said, I don't really know, but overall, I will say this. I do think that there have been a lot of people that have been asking for this fight, so I have no problem with doing it. But I think I got a direct request to do this one, so yeah, why not? If you guys do enjoy the video, please sure to leave a like, subscribe. Thanks. And let's get into the video right now. Thanks for the previous video. Support, by the way. I don't know what I just said. But looking at Hawk versus Yoon, I have to just go ahead and tell you that this would really not take that long, as there's only a couple of different things I need to look at. When the tournament first starts, it's important to keep in mind that Hawk immediately gains beef with Yoon, and he wants to pretty much fight Yoon because Yoon is over there just talking the greatest line of nonsense. Next, it's important to keep in mind that as soon as the tournament starts and Hawk actually gets a clear sight on Yoon, he's actually gonna, live up to what he said he was gonna do and tries to attack Yoon. Unfortunately for Hawk, Yoon is on a completely different level. It's also stated by Yoon's actor that after he lost to Kwon, he started to lock in and wanted to prove that he has what it takes to reach the top. So now he's kind of thirsty, kind of like NBA champions, they really just want to win no matter what. It's obviously increasing Yoon's skills and so what, but that's kind of a story for another time. Because Yoon, even if you say that wasn't the case, even though his actor does say that, Yoon would literally just no-diff Hawk, and I think we can all agree that this was a no-diff, and it does not really need to be interpreted any other way. After Yoon completely destroys Hawk, it's pretty clear that Hawk is in that tier that's below Yoon, which is a lot of people on the Miyagi-O team, unless you're talking about Sam and Robbie and Miguel specifically. Going beyond this point, I think it's fair to say that Kenny, Dimitri, and Hawk, due to the ability to triple team Yoon, are capable of probably being placed on that Yoon tier, but I don't really think that's consistent. You can say he's on Yoon's level because they're relative and they can box and he can do things like that. But I think it's fair to say that they might just be a tier lower than Yoon as they have to jump him all at the same time. So I think that's something to be pretty clear to most people, that that's just something that actually happens and you really can't refute that because, well, like I just said, what actually happens. Later on in the tournament, in the brawl, we see that Hawk is able to land hits on Kwon, implying that he has gotten even better in the tournament. And a lot of lines of scaling that people tend to not use that are really good and should be used are lines such as when Hawk is shown to be able to fight on par with the other Hawk. The reason why I bring this up is because that same Hawk, albeit got destroyed by Kwon, it took Kwon to actually beat him. So that means that it's kind of implying more and more that Hawk has moved up in a tier throughout the season, not implying the fact that Hawk was able to land hits on Kwon, somebody that we know should be above Yoon due to season 6 part 1 where he completely fodderized Yoon. Now, like I just said, you could imply that what I said with his actor statement earlier, which is blatantly mean that Yoon has just become much better than where he was before. If you want to think that's what actually he meant by that, he got actually stronger, but I guess you could interpret it as, well, maybe that's not the case, but they didn't fight. Although I don't really think that's how a captain fight works, and season 6 part 1 to 2 really shouldn't change that much, as I'd even discussed that in my Miguel versus Robbie video for season 6 part 2. Go check that out if you want to, but shameless plug. But ultimately, it doesn't really seem like that much should have changed between now and then. So I'm pretty sure, and even if you wanted to say that is the case, I'm pretty sure Kwon would just still be better than him. So the fact that Hawk is still able to land hit on Kwon is very impressive. What I will say, though, is that he clearly isn't concretely on that tier, but we do know that he can fight on par with people that it takes Kwon to beat and that his team really can't beat. And although most showings would kind of lead you to believe that Hawk is just on this Yoon level and they would have a ridiculous fight, which I do think that is the case, I think it's kind of disingenuous to say that Hawk wouldn't beat Yoon at this point, as he has the feats, the showings to really do so. And although I do understand his showings throughout the entirety of the tournament are not that great, and you can really argue that to be the case, we know that Hawk got unmental nerf, which he was feeling and dealing with in season 6 part 1 due to Dimitri like kind of betraying him as a friend. And I mean, literally, this bro kicked him off of the stage. So I think that's all true. Basically, what I'm saying is the reason Hawk gets better throughout this tournament is simply because his mental nerf is removed due to him and Dimitri actually being on good terms. And if you want to say that the Kenny stuff was also a mental nerf, well, that's what you remove that too when Kenny actually showed his value to the team. I do think Kenny versus Hawk, or even maybe like Hawk versus Dimitri, are two completely different arguments. Although I don't really think that, Hawk versus Dimitri thing needs to be discussed. I'll probably just put a poll up for it just because it's just not even remotely close at all. But what I will say is I definitely think Hawk, with all these things being said, should be capable of beating Yoon. But I do think it will be an extreme diff fight, to say the very least. What I will also say about all of this is I do think that Robbie one-shotting both Khan and him kind of proved that, yeah, if his captain is that, then he shouldn't be that far away. Especially if you want to use things like season 6 part 1 scaling, even though, because it's clearly obvious that Hawk is portrayed to be the third best boy fighter, meaning that he shouldn't be that far behind Miguel and Robbie, even though they would completely destroy him based off season 6 part 2 feats alone. I do think it's important to keep in mind that even with that being said, he should be somewhere around them. Even though I know Sam and Toy were both implied to be better than him, and Loki actually shown to be, but that's, once again, a topic for another video. If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I got Hawk winning Extreme Div, and I'll never be able to say this enough. I can never say this enough. Thank you, and I'm out. Deuces. Hope you have fun watching this video whenever you watch it. Have a nice day. I'm gone. Thanks, guys.